right there.
Oh, yeah. Right down there.
Ahí está.
Oh, right here in the water.
Oh,
Right here in front of us.
Jenny,
Oh, there he
ven,
is.
acá junto a mí.
Right there.
Mira.
I was getting worried.
Aquí.
See?
Mira su cabeza. Es este.
I'm not just gonna try to keep a gator on any one side, but I got the engines off right now. So if you want to like stand on the seats, if you want to
Voltea.
walk up to the front on the blue decks,
Tómanos.
you guys can move around the boat. Just do me a favor and don't fall out of the boat.
Voltea,
But you see,
niño.
they've got spots, territories.
Mira, viste.
So like that first area along our tree line, I stopped, I cruised around a little bit. That was one. We've been seeing them all day, but there's two big problems right now. The biggest
Está aquí junto a nosotros.
brings us to the second. It can get too hot. But the second problem is like right now, it's kind of cooled down a little bit, but it's only because of the thunderstorms.
Ya lo viste el cocodrilo, ¿qué?
Both of these issues will make a gator to want to just sit on the bottom. Because in the hot weather, when you sit on, the deeper you go, the cooler it
Mira, no
gets.
te...
And then also just with the rain, and gators can also get struck by lightning.
Really?
Yeah. So a lot of the time, they'll just call it quits, take a good deep breath, and down to the bottom. And that other one, like, I didn't see him at all. But I came back, right around here is where I seen him on my last ride. So as I came around the corner, I just barely saw his head as the boat
Mira,
was
se está
swinging.
moviendo.
I thought he had left too.
Se
But
sumergió.
if you want to try and get a really quick idea how big one is,
He's going
go
out
by
of
the
the
tip
se
of the
sumergió?
nose to the corner of the eye. 10 inches, 10 feet. 12 inches, 12 feet. To me with this one, I mean it looks at least 9 inches and just won't give you exact measurements. A good rough estimate though.
Ya,
Alright, here look. You guys, if you want, you can still stand up. I'm just gonna move us here. I'm gonna try to flip us here for the other side. But we're gonna
ya
go
se
slow
sumergió
so you
bien
can
aún.
still
Ya
do
se fue el
whatever.
cocodrilo, Ariela. ¿Lo viste o no lo viste?
Do you guys have any questions before I just keep talking?
What is the name of this tall, grassy stuff that's everywhere?
Well, there's two that you're looking at in these tall clumps. The taller, darker green stuff, those are cattails, and then the shorter, bushy-looking grass, that's the sawgrass.
Sawgrass, okay.
Now, though, look, since the gator's kind of behaving, you notice all those bumps that they have?
Yeah.
Usually going to be one of the first things you see on them. All of them, these are osteoderms. In the Everglades, though, out here, we really don't like using big words like this. So we call them scoots, like scooters.
Oh.
Scoots. You'll always hear somebody call it, the armor plating. And that's true, but that's a bonus. You really want to think of them firstly each like little solar panels. This is how the gator collects its heat and energy right now from the sun.
Oh, wow.
The way they work. You go cut one open, you're going to see two things. A little piece of bone and then some blood. I got a little example. One of the guys at the park, he took it off the back of one he got a while ago. It's just one of the pieces of bone.
Wow.
And this is how they're going to end up getting all the bumps on the back.
Wow.
And it's also how they came up with osteoderm, for bony skin.
Oh.
But you notice the little pockets like a golf ball in it? I'm going to walk right by it here. This is where all that blood is going to start and pool. The sunshine, that beats down, warms everything up. But the bone's also very porous. So the little holes are running all through the bone.
Wow.
Now, just as the gator's heart's beat, starts moving all that hot blood off their back and moves it everywhere around the body. This is what warms up the body. What's really kind of cool with just this alone is on every other reptile around the world, it's the opposite. All of their heating action happens on the belly.
Oh, wow.
This is why if you ever buy a lizard from the pet store, they're going to tell you to get the heating rod with it so the lizard could lay on it and get the warmth. But they evolved in water. So you had to start coming up with different ways to collect heat.
Wow. Do they have a self-cooling device besides the water or not?
They can jump.
You've got little tricks like going down to the bottom there in the mud, finding shade, but generally, yeah, the easiest thing is to get in and out of the water.
They jump. They jump. No.
Jump? Yeah, they do.
They can jump here.
Do you remember rule number 2? Keep everything in. Do you guys notice which way the gator kept going?
No.
Away from us?
Away from us. Even as big as that gator, they don't want anything to do with people. But you start dangling stuff over their heads, the gator might really just start thinking there's something to eat. That's really it. But outside of doing that, yeah, they don't want people. I'm happy if I can get him just to sit still. Because a lot of the times what happens is like what he's doing, he'll just keep moving away. He might not start off, but he doesn't really want to sit next to the boat. And again, it's probably just because of the weather. The weather makes him grumpy. Not really in the mood for company. You're not in it. That's how I look at it.
That's cool.
All right. Let's go see if I can find anybody else.
Do you guys put trackers on them or tag them or anything? Nothing like that?
In this state of Florida, it really is, it's illegal to really do anything except just look at it.
Oh, okay.
And unfortunately for us, that also does mean we can't put like a tag on one, GPS, a little RFID chip.
Okay. That's good.
It's even difficult for any schools or universities to get an okay to research wildlife and interact with them. Usually, most anything is done with cameras.
Oh, interesting.
Dragonfly, yep.
the tree to the right. He's got this long bird. Yeah, he's got this long, skinny neck on him.
Oh, right there.
Mira ese pájaro,
This
Jenny.
is one of our anhingas. But you see, I really like being able to find any of the birds out here. Because even them, they're a good example of one of the funnier things to our part of the Everglades. Because I don't know if you guys have realized on the tour yet, but there's a lot of water.
Aquí ves el pajarito.
In fact, to all 3 of the sections, to the Everglades, we really have the most. And this is why you don't see large mammals out here. No bears, no deer, no hogs, anything like that. What you're going to mostly find are a lot of amphibious animals and birds. Because of that one little fact, if you really do make it out here again, but this time you only want to find number 1 predators. It's not that big gator swimming around. It's the birds out here flying around. See, out here they hold the title of the most successful hunter. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to confuse you. That gator, especially at 9 feet, apex predator. You know, they're top of the food chain. But those titles, they don't just go make you better at hunting one day. All they really mean for that big one we saw, I don't have to worry anymore about being eaten by anything. Unless it's another gator. Birds like that anhinga, only better at hunting over the gators. What they do, they also have a little different approach. And like ospreys or herons, for example, they don't go fly around. They'll go dive under the water. Like those cormorants you guys saw as we pushed off the dock and left. They were all kind of floating around by the locks. They've been seen going up to 60 feet to catch one. They chase them down, they'll use that long pointy beak like a spear, tag the fish, and then bring them up to the surface even that way.
What do they call that again?
Anhinga. There's an H in there.
Must have be scared of us, so the boat is up there. Maybe they're so used to it by now, you know? The water lily. I wonder how many gators are out here. If they put them here, if they know
keep that branch sticking out.
I found him earlier today. He's a little tiny. He's been hanging out here for a couple of days now. The small ones, they're tough to find. Because one, you're looking for something like yay big. But two, hey, honest, they don't want to be found by nothing during the daytime. If you're out here an alligator only yay big, you're definitely not top of the food chain just yet. So usually I see lots of them on my night rides. That's when the bigger ones who have been out here a while, they know what happens at night, so they go and hide now. The small ones who have been hiding all day, they get a little braver. They want to come stretch their legs. So they start coming out at night.
So do you shine a light on them?
You shine for it. Yeah, it makes finding them a lot easier.
So do-
Guys, though, I tell you, time really kind of flies out here.
Yeah.
But I hope everybody had a good time cruising around. Hey, if you did, keep in mind too, all of us captains, we do accept those gratefully appreciated tips and gratuities.
Do the parents of the alligator babies, do they abandon them like once?
They don't. The parents don't abandon the babies. The babies leave because they eat each other.
The babies do?
No, the gators.
The parents eat the
parents
babies?
will eat the babies. Dad eats them right off the bat, right out of the egg from day one. Mom gives her babies about a 1 year grace period before she starts looking at them as food.
Really?
even recognize them?
After, well, the mom will. But after that, like 1 year and they go run off, yeah, after that, yeah, there's really no feature difference between them.
Wow.
Now, though, look, really, I do have this one last thing I need to ask because it's kind of important. There's no brakes on these boats. We don't have a reverse. So when we pull up to the dock again, it's going to be like a controlled crash. So just stay seated 1 more second for me. I'm going to tie everything up. And after that, we're going to get off the boat just 1 row at a time.
Okay.
Nobody trips. I'm going to start up in the front with the first row. Guys, one last time. My name is Captain Disco. Thanks for coming.
Miss
out.
Graceful, I'm not.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think my band-aid's on your shoe.
Now he comes out.
Oh gosh.
Y ahí está, se está moviendo. Ahí está, se está moviendo.
There he goes.